Today I'm going to talk about the first chapter, the science of biology. What is science? Think about it. One day, not long ago, someone looked around and thought, where did animals and plants come from? Where did I come from? People have long thought about these questions, scientists trying to understand it and find an answer to it. Science have changed every single day. Let's start first with 1.1. What is science? One goal of science is to provide natural explanations for events in the natural world. Science also aims to use those explanations to understand patterns in nature and to make useful predictions about natural events. But exactly what is science? Science is a way of knowing. Science is an organized way of gathering and analyzing evidence about the natural world. Now that we know what is science, we're going to talk about the scientific methodology, the heart of science. The scientific methodology involves observing and asking questions, making inference and forming hypotheses, conducting controlled experiments, collecting and analyzing data, and drawing conclusions. We're going to start with the first step, observing and asking questions. The act of noticing and describing events or process in a careful way, orderly way, is observation. The second step is inferring and forming a hypothesis. An inference is a logical interpretation based on what a scientist already knows, and a hypothesis is a scientific explanation for a set of observations that can be tested in a way to support it or reject it. In designing a control experiment, we can use two variables, the independent variable that is a deliberate change and the dependent variable that changes in response to the independent variable. We too have a control experiment group that is exposed to the same condition as the experimental group except for one independent variable. After this process, we go to collecting and analyzing data. The scientific made detailed and recourse of experimental observations, gathering information called data. Now we draw conclusions. Scientists use experimental data as evidence to refute or reverse the hypothesis being tested and draw a valid conclusion. So these were the scientific methodology, the heart of science. Now we're going to start with 1.2, science in context. Where do ideas come from? What scientific attitudes help generate these ideas? So scientific attitudes are good scientists share attitudes or habits of mind that lead them to explore theory and discovery. Curiosity, open-mindedness, skepticism, and creativity help scientists generate new ideas. Let's start with curiosity. What is curiosity? Curiosity is the result of a researcher which provides stories about a curious research that leads him to new questions. Skepticism. Scientists that are skeptic means that they question existing ideas and hypotheses. They refuse to explain without evidence those researchers. Open-minded. That means scientists must remain open-minded, meaning willing to accept different ideas that may not agree with their hypotheses. Creativity. That means to design an experiment that yield accurate information. Now, communicating results, review and sharing of ideas. First, what is a peer review? A peer review is publishing peer-reviewed articles in scientific journals, allowing researchers to share ideas and to test and evaluate each other's work. Data collection analysis can be a long process, but scientists may focus intensely on a single study for months or even years. What is a scientific theory? Evidence from one scientific studies may support or several related hypotheses in a way that inspires researchers to propose a theory that ties to those hypotheses together. In science, the theory word applies to all well-tested explanations that unifies a broad range of observations and hypotheses that enables scientists to make accurate predictions about new situations. To end this, I'm going to give you some big ideas that have happened in biology. The study of biology revolves around several interlocking big ideas. First, the cellular base of life. Then, information and heredity, matter, energy, growth, development, reproduction, homeostasis, evolution, structure and function, unity and diversity of life, and independence in nature, science as a way of knowing.